Hey, Scott Austin here. In this video, I'm going to show you photos with a white background and turn them into product photos with a transparent background. Now, obviously here, we're doing a black background site, and white background product photography doesn't look good against that most of the time. Of course, it can be, dependent on your product photography a little bit, but here you can see in another client store, we went with a black background and even have mostly black products, but just getting rid of that white background and making a transparent background really makes the products pop. And it doesn't have to just be for a black background. So if you have any color in your background besides white, you may want to take your photography that's white background, product photography mostly, and make it transparent. So let's talk about the tools that are now inside of Shopify to do this. Years ago we'd have to do this in Photoshop. It was a much more difficult process. But now inside of Shopify, they've got photo editing tools that make it really easy to do this. And they're using AI to a random product inside of the store where we have that. So all you have to do, here I am in the product, in the Shopify admin, just click on the image. It brings up the photo editing. And what you want to do is over here where you have color backgrounds. So these are, tools to edit this. So we're going to go to color background. And AI is going to go in and figure out what is the product and what is the background and build what they call a mask for the background. And then we can give that any color we want. So we can say, well, I want a blue background. Well, let's say you don't want a blue background. You just want a transparent background. Now, it would be nice if it had found this hole here in the middle, and it didn't. And usually when you try to fix that, it doesn't work well, right? So you can here, say what they call choose the subject well. So when it gets to that point, that's for me when I export this out to Photoshop and about this, I would take this, export it out, and then in Photoshop or any photo editing tool, get rid of the middle. So like I said, once it makes its AI decisions, AI can be stubborn, as I'm sure you. Now what we'll do is we will go out to the front end where we were just at. And that's looking a lot better, although that hole in the middle is kind of driving me nuts. But that's the way we can do it inside of Shopify. Now let me show you one other way we can do this. It's very similar, it's just the access point to it is different. So what we want to do here is under content right here, we want to bring up our files. And in here, we got lots of videos loaded up, so it's going to take me a second to get to a file. We did the max number of videos. Go here and take this one, and those are the True Grit logo. So it got rid of the logo. That's nice. Now here it didn't get rid of it because it saw that texture in there. So you got rid of a little bit. So I'm going to keep that. We're going to save. Let's see if I can save that as a. You can also save it as a new file, as you can see here, which allows you to keep the old version if you don't want to lose the white background one for whatever reason. So we've now saved that as a new file. We go back out to here. If we were to scroll forward to all the way to that, which I'm going to do here. So you can see here the new product's been made. I think it's this, funky long, Shopify when it copies a file name makes it this really long, handle they call that. And it saves it as a PNG because PNGs support transparencies. All right, let me know if you was inside of Shopify much more easily than it used to be doing it in an offline tool. But understand that it's not perfect. Open it up in your photo editing software and do it the old-fashioned